Hello, welcome to my channel Testify Automation. So today's video is about API testing interview questions part 1. So let's get started. Question 1. What is API testing? API testing is a type of software testing that involves testing application programming interfaces APIs directly and as part of integration testing to determine if they meet expectations for functionality, reliability, performance and security. Question 2. What is the difference between API testing and UI testing? API testing is performed at the business layer, testing the core functionality and backend logic, while UI testing checks the graphical interface for user interactions. Question 3. What are the common types of API? Common APIs include REST, SOAP, GraphQL, and RPC, each serving different types of communication between systems. Question 4. What is REST API? REST API means representational state transfer is a set of rules for creating APIs that use HTTP methods like get, post, put, and delete. Question 5. What are HTTP status codes and why are they important in API testing? HTTP status codes indicate the status of an HTTP request, such as 200 means OK, 404 means not found, and 500 means internal server error. Question 6. What is the purpose of get, post, put, and delete methods in REST API? Get is used to retrieve data. Post is used to send new data. Put is used to update the existing data. And delete is used to remove the data. Next question 7. What tools can you use for API testing? Common API testing tools include Postman, SOAP UI, JMeter, Catalan Studio, Rest Assured, and Swagger. Question 8. What is API documentation and why it is important? API documentation explains how to use an API, providing details about endpoints, request response formats, and authentication. Question 9. How do you validate API responses? API responses are validated by checking status codes, response headers, response body, data accuracy, and performance. Question 10. What is the difference between SOAP and REST? SOAP is a protocol that uses XML, while REST is an architectural style that uses HTTP, making REST easier and more flexible to use. What is the importance of authentication in API testing? Authentication ensures only authorized users can access API endpoints, typically using methods like OAuth, API keys, or basic auth. Question 12. What is JSON and XML and how are they used in API testing? JSON and XML are data formats used in API requests and responses. JSON is common in REST APIs, while XML is used in SOAP APIs. Question 13. How do you test API security? API security testing involves authentication, rate limiting, data encryption, and testing for vulnerabilities like SQL injections and XSS. Question 14. What is an API schema? An API schema defines the structure of the API, including endpoints, request parameters, and request and response formats. OpenAPI and WSDL are common schemas. Question 15. What is a mock API and why is it used? A mock API simulates the behavior of a real API, often used when the actual API is unavailable for testing or development. Question 16. What is the difference between functional and non-functional testing in API? Functional testing verifies the API's functionality, while non-functional testing accesses performance, security, and reliability. Question 17. What is meant by API versioning? API versioning manages changes to an API without breaking existing clients, often using versions in the URL or request headers. Question 18. What is a 500 internal server error and how would you troubleshoot it in API testing? A 500 error indicates a server problem. Troubleshoot by checking server logs, verifying request formats, and testing dependencies. Question 19. How do you handle error responses in API testing? Error responses are handled by verifying correct error codes, such as 4xx or 5xx, and ensuring error messages are clear and informative. Question 20. What is an API gateway and why is it used? An API gateway handles requests by routing them to the appropriate microservices, managing authentication, rate limiting, and caching. So, if you like all the questions, then please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.